And the winner of the board 1 gold medal, Fabiano Caruana.
Fabiano, a 9.5 out of 12. Are you happy with your performance at this event?
Yeah, overall it was good. A bit rocky, but unfortunately our team didn't do so well. I was thinking that we were, we had good chances to fight for some of the, not probably first place, but some of the higher spots. But we underperformed, unfortunately, and but for my own play, it was a bit up and down, but I had fun, so that's the most important thing.
Which game would you say was your favorite? Some of them were very clinical, some were a bit shaky. I saw one game with Adley where perhaps you won that game, but he had some winning chances.
Oh yeah, he was definitely winning in that game, and I didn't see exactly clear win until after the game. So it was a bit of a mess. He blundered Queen A5, and it's immediately losing. It goes from winning to losing in one move. It was kind of a very surprising moment. But the position was so sharp that these things happen. That maybe in terms of my best game. Maybe against Rajstein. Actually against Gabriel Sargsyan. I think that would be probably my best game because I outplayed him with Black from a King's Indian. I wanted a sharp fight. I thought that we're underdogs against the Armenian team, so I thought I really need to try to play for a win on first board. So I played King's Indian, and I think I outplayed him quite nicely and also converted quite nicely. So that's maybe my best game. And against Rajasthan was nice. It was kind of very straightforward attack after he misplayed the opening.
Brilliant. Also to beat Sargsyan in team tournaments is not at all easy, and that too with Black. So it's a great result.
I got some revenge because he beat me in the Olympiad. So of course this event is not as important as the Olympiad, but anyway, some minor revenge is nice.
How are you approaching this event? Because for many players who came from the World Cup, not many, only a few of you reached till the end, like let's say Prague, or even for Gukesh and many others, they felt that this tournament was kind of a relaxed one. Was it the same for you, or you were quite focused here?
No, I was very relaxed, maybe too relaxed. Especially in the first 2 days of this tournament, I had absolutely no energy. Now I start to feel back to normal. I start to feel like I'm coming back to my senses. But the first day, I more or less collapsed in the evening. I was just so tired, and suddenly I started to feel like I had energy again. But it's mostly a fun tournament. I think for most people here, it was just a place to play some rapid chess, not too serious. Play on a team, usually with friends, and see some friends. So that's the atmosphere.
Right. And talking about the World Cup over there, we couldn't interview at the end of the event. How was it for you? Are you happy that you made it to the candidates, or you are a bit sad that you missed out to play the finals?
Well, a slight mix of feelings, but overall, when I look in hindsight, of course, mostly happiness and a sense of accomplishment, because the main goal to qualify for candidates that everyone besides Magnus is going to World Cup for pretty much was achieved. Of course, some feeling of missing out, because against Prague, I did have some good chances in the match. Actually, both classical games, I feel like I had some moderate chances to win, and then in the first rapid game, of course, a huge chance to win. So he's very tenacious. Of course, it's not easy to put him away, even when you're in winning position. But still, I think that at some point the match was almost in my hands. Like, let's say in first rapid game, I really could have...
taking on E5, right?
Taking on E5 was one moment, but also in the endgame. Of course, F4 was a hallucination. I actually just missed that he has King F5 entirely. I thought I'm keeping all my pawns. Of course, if I give the F2 pawn and promote, then I do win.
Yes.
But I wanted to even make it more clean, so I wanted to keep my F pawn. And then King F5, I completely blundered, and suddenly it's just a draw. So that was probably my biggest mischance. And of course, it's not like the match would be over. Still, I would have to defend with Black. It wouldn't be easy. But I think I would have had very good chances to win the match if that had happened. But of course, everyone has their moments when they can win a match, and all that really matters is the final result.
But what you did against Nijat was very special, because the way you lost the first game, it felt like you were almost collapsed and you had lost your energy. But then you made a comeback. Take us through your thought process there.
Yeah, the first game, as you said, I did collapse for sure. complete collapse. I don't know if it was maybe a hangover after the match against Prague, maybe some. Still, I wasn't completely in shape after that, or maybe, maybe he also had a good day and I had a bad day, and that's just how things happen. But yeah, I motivated myself. I thought, okay, it's the last game potentially of the event. At least, don't go down without a fight, and that's what I went for. I went for a very sharp fight, and it worked out. Of course, things don't always work out. Sometimes you go for a sharp fight, you lose, right? Like Salam against Abasov, he needed to win the second game. Same situation. He went for a very tough fight, just like me, and it didn't work out. So you never know how these things will work out. But at least I wanted to show a better level than my first game. Let's say at least have a feeling that I went out, not with a whimper. So yeah, everything worked out after that. The rapid was very smooth, but that also contributes to some good emotions, because it feels better to lose and then win than to win and then lose. Like the last match is the one you remember a bit more.
And also, it was very tiring event. A lot of players complained that there was no rest day towards the end. Did you also feel the same?
Well, we had those 2 rest days before my match against Prague, after I beat Lanier, because I didn't play tiebreak. But to be honest, I don't think I used the rest days very well, and I didn't recover my energy. So probably I should have maybe worked a bit less, because I was working very, very hard. Okay, of course, I wanted to take the match against Prague very, very seriously, and so I was preparing quite a lot. But maybe it would have benefited more to rest.
We would also get to know more secrets in your C Squared podcast whenever that comes out of the World Cup.
Yeah,
I think
I need to make some time for that. We've both been very busy, Christian as well. I don't want to say why, because it was for some personal reason, very good personal reason for him. But I don't want to say why. I guess it's for him to say. But yeah, we've both been very busy, and hopefully we'll get back to recording an episode soon.
And when you will play the candidates in April 24, I think this is the first time ever when you will be sure that Magnus won't be the opponent, right? Even the last candidates when you were playing, Magnus was not going to play the World Championship, but it was not sure at that point. How does that make this candidates different?
Well, this is assuming there's no change in format, which I guess we can assume.
Yes,
but
I think so.
It's not 100%, but yeah, I guess we can assume that the format stays the same, because that's Magnus's issue in terms of playing, is that he doesn't want to play under this sort of classical format, right? 14 games of candidates, 14 games of match against Dig. In this case, it would be if he qualified. So, assuming that the format stays the same, he doesn't play, then yeah, we'll see another cycle without Magnus. And I don't know exactly what that means. Anyway, whoever I would play against, whether it's in the candidates or in the match, I would anyway take it the same. Like, whoever you play in the candidates, it's going to be a super tough tournament. So whether Magnus is there or not, it doesn't actually change, I think, how you have to approach it. Of course, it makes the tournament stronger. That's no doubt. But still, you have to approach it in the same way, that it's going to be a really brutal 3 weeks of chess, and whoever you play against, you're not going to have an easy time, and the winner could be entirely unexpected. For example, in 2020, I don't think that Jan was the expected winner. I think he was kind of not an underdog, but he was definitely considered to have a slightly less chances than myself or than Ding, just by rating. And he won very convincingly. And then he also won very convincingly in 2022. So you never know what will happen. For example, in 2018, when I won, my rating had dropped like 30 points the list before, so I wasn't really considered a favorite, I think. Maybe the rating favored was like Hamdiar at that time. So you really never know. But I'm very happy to be there again. That's the main thing. I'm really happy that I have this chance.
I think qualifying to the candidates is so tough. Like, you do it every single time, but we have seen many top players like, let's say, MVL or let's say Wesley, so they're right up there, but they haven't been able to make it to the candidates. So I think it requires a special skill perhaps to make it there.
I think sometimes it's luck. Of course, you have to have some good results. But for example, Maxime had very good results in 2017. He was third place in the World Cup.
Yes.
I think maybe also 2019, maybe also 2017.
2017 as well. I think he lost to Aronian in the semis.
Yeah, he lost in the semis, but also 2019. I think he got third place World Cup, third place Grand Prix, third place rating spot. It was like, of course, he could have been there and he would have been totally Oh no, wait. Actually, 2019 he qualified. Sorry, I'm forgetting things. He qualified for the 2020 candidates, and in fact he almost won it.
Right.
Yeah, 2017. You're right. So sometimes you have a really good year, you have really good results like Maxime had that year, and just it doesn't work out somehow. It's very tough. I really didn't think let's say how good my chances would be, but so far it's been a good year and things worked out. I think even if the World Cup hadn't worked out, maybe by the FIDE Tour or whatever it's called, maybe by that I might have a good chance.
You had good chances because your one event was still left and you had almost reached the top.
Yeah, of course it would be a really tough race and really stressful race because Gukesh is up there. Gukesh has a very good chance.
And Anish.
And maybe Anish has best chance at the moment in the FIDE Tour because he had one result that he'll definitely replace, which is 2 points in WR Masters. He'll definitely replace that maybe with 12 points, 14 points, whatever, 16 points. So Gukesh will also have to fight hard to qualify there. So it'll be a very interesting race. Also maybe Wesley has a chance there. But for me, I'm very happy that I made it.
And this candidate cycle, I mean, the 8 players shaping up to be very unpredictable. You have Nijat already in it, you have Prague, and maybe 2 more spots, some youngster might take it again.
Yeah, I have to say, officially Nijat has not qualified yet,
yes.
But we're assuming that the 4th place will make it. I think Prague is not a surprise. I mean, he's already full-fledged, basically top player. Maybe not entirely by rating yet, but more or less I consider him more or less 2750 plus player. I think at some point he'll get this, like Gukesh already has. I think it's only a matter of time, and maybe already by the time of candidates that will be the case. So, of course, Nijat is a little bit of an underdog, but still close to 2700. I don't think it's so unusual. And the rest, well, okay, Jan is not, so already qualified, the first to qualify, of course. The rest is unpredictable, but I think we'll see a top tournament as always.
And lastly, I want to ask you the first C-Square podcast when it happened. We picked up a clip from it after asking Christian, which was to rate the Indian youngsters. At that point, you had rated Arjun at the top. Have things changed since then for you personally?
Yeah, well, things have changed a little bit. We have a bit more information. Well, what we know is that, of course, all of them are super strong. That's the first thing. So, in my mind, it was always a question of who will reach the top first. It wasn't which one will reach the top, because I'm sure that all at this point, Prague, Gukesh already has, and Arjun will all reach top 10 in the world. So then the only question was when. Now we have the answer, right? Gukesh was the first to reach the top 10 in the world, and I still think it's quite close in terms of strength. Of course, Gukesh is super strong. He's shown it with his rating. But Prague is not far behind in terms of quality, I think. And I think I mentioned in that episode, the first episode, that at the time Prague was having really good results in this Miami final of the Chess 24 events. He was beating top players, fully playing at the same level as them. And I think I mentioned that this shows that he's basically capable of playing at the top level. But I was a bit hesitant because it was only rapid chess, so I wasn't 100% sure. But rapid chess, it's still, you can't play strong rapid chess and be not a top player. So that wasn't a surprise, and the reason why I also thought Arjun would be the first was because in all these rapid events also and blitz events, he was showing the most promising results at the time. And Gukesh, I thought was the most unpredictable because he hadn't played top events. That was my reason. But let's say by rating, my pick is he's not the highest rated, but I still think Arjun will be a top player. I have no doubt about that. I'm sure he has a huge disappointment in terms of the World Cup. Of course, because he was
very close.
Yeah, he just needed to draw with white against Prague. That was an amazing match. How Prague was fighting back, and then also sometimes Arjun was fighting back. I'm sure he had some disappointments, but hopefully not too much. Hopefully it doesn't weigh on him too much.
Well, Fabi, thank you so much for your time and always showing great patience during interviews. We enjoy listening to them a lot. Thank you.
Thank you very much.